South African President Cyril Ramaphosa found himself under intense fire in Parliament this week as opposition MPs united in a blistering attack over his alleged mishandling and silence surrounding the controversial tenure of General Elias Mawela Mkhwanazi, the embattled police commissioner whose recent actions have sparked national outrage. What began as a routine parliamentary session quickly erupted into a political storm as MPs from across the political spectrum demanded accountability and clarity from the president. Tempers flared, voices rose, and Ramaphosa, typically composed, was visibly rattled as he struggled to respond to a cascade of accusations, with the name Mkhwanazi echoing throughout the chamber like a rallying cry. At the center of the uproar is General Mkhwanazi's alleged involvement in a series of questionable policing decisions, including the use of excessive force during public protests, controversial internal appointments, and failure to address deep-seated corruption within the ranks. Opposition MPs claim that Ramaphosa's administration not only ignored multiple red flags but also continued to back Mkhwanazi despite glaring public concern. Mr. President, how long will you shield incompetence under the guise of loyalty? Mkhwanazi has turned SAPS into a private militia for the elite, and you stand by in silence. Is this your version of a new dawn? DA Chief Whip Sivu Gwarop followed swiftly, grilling Ramaphosa over what she called a willful neglect of democratic oversight. She held up a series of leaked internal memos that suggest the president was warned about the instability brewing within SAPS months before the recent controversies reached the public eye. Ramaphosa attempted to push back, insisting that proper procedures were being followed and that an internal review was underway. We do not act on speculation. We act on facts, on the basis of institutional processes and constitutional obligations, he said, calling for calm and restraint. But his response only further incensed the opposition. Freedom Front Plus MP Peter Greenwald cut in sharply, with respect, Mr. President, while you wait for your facts, the people are bleeding. Communities have no faith in the police, and you refuse to act decisively. You're fiddling while Rome burns. What shocked many observers was the lukewarm defense Ramaphosa received from his own party. Several ANC backbenchers remained silent throughout the exchange, while others could be seen exchanging uncomfortable glances as the president struggled to regain control of the debate. The usually loyal ANC caucus appeared deeply divided on the Mkhwanazi matter, a sign that Ramaphosa's grip on internal party unity may be weakening. Even some ANC stalwarts were privately quoted as saying the president's nonchalant tone was damaging and disconnected from the reality on the ground. Outside of Parliament, South Africans watched the dramatic session unfold with growing frustration. Social media lit up with hashtags like #Ramaphosa must speak and #Fire Mkhwanazi now, as public anger mounted over a government that seems increasingly out of touch with the plight of ordinary citizens living under fear and lawlessness. Civil society groups also weighed in. The Helen Suzman Foundation issued a stern statement, calling the president's refusal to act a betrayal of constitutional duty, while the South African Human Rights Commission warned that the continued instability within SAPS could soon become a human rights crisis. The parliamentary confrontation has left more questions than answers. Will Ramaphosa finally act on the Mkhwanazi issue, or will he continue to play for time? Can he still rely on his party's backing, or is this the beginning of deeper cracks within the ANC? And most importantly, can the president still claim moral authority while turning a blind eye to the rot within one of the country's most critical institutions? As opposition MPs vow to escalate the matter through legal channels and more parliamentary motions, one thing is certain: the storm around Mkhwanazi has now become a full-blown political crisis for President Ramaphosa, and his silence may cost him dearly.